So, as sort of a primer and an understanding of what's going, Cat, you are the most indecisive creature in the whole world. You can't be on my lap, so you're just gonna mope, aren't you? No, no, you can't be on my lap. I just told you that. I literally just said those words to your face. You can be in this. We paid $20 for that, and you're the only one who sleeps in it, so sleep in it. Let's see, does this work? No. Why is there no cat cam here? No. No. No, no, no. Down. Sit, Ubu. He's so confused. He's like, Ubu's not my name. All right. What was I saying? Oh, so let's start with this screen. Oh, ah, boom. I have been invited. I'm sort of like hiding the important information here. Let's do this. That way you can see the stuff at the bottom. What was I saying? All right, so Tuesday I have been invited to participate in the early access streamer event for Throne of Eldraine, which is the next Magic the Gathering set. So Wizards of the Coast will be giving me, I don't actually have it yet, will be giving me an account that is fully stocked with all of the cards legal and standard, and I get to play against other streamers a couple days early. It is hashtag sponsored content, so please be there, support me, that'd be great. And today I am just going to be sort of throwing some decks together for the event, and to do so I am using Scryfall. They don't sponsor the stream, although if they're out there, I wouldn't mind. They recently added a deck editor to their website, which I have been using and I enjoy it greatly. So I decided I would keep doing that. Oh, awkward. Okay, let's throw this back while I do this. I thought I was logged in here, but apparently I was not. Fantastic. Great start. Good start to the stream. Okay. Let's see if that worked. Okay, that worked, and we can go back here. All right. We did it. All right, so there are 3 decks that I've already thrown together. This Grumgully's Grumgully is just what do you call it? It's a brawl deck, so I'm not counting that. But I did throw three of them together. Memekin is apparently what I'm known for, and when they spoiled Thrill of Possibility, I knew that I could put this together, so I just threw it together really quickly. It's kind of like the original one in a lot of ways. We're back on Arc like Phoenix nonsense because we've lost kind of a critical mass of draw spells. We only have one naturally 1 mana draw spell now, and that's Haggle off of Merchant of the Veil. Outside of that, we have Thrill Up Possibility and Light Up the Stage as our sort of velocity through the deck. I'm trying out Ironcrag Pyromancer as well. We do draw a lot of cards in our good turns, and so, getting a Bolt seems pretty good. If she doesn't work out, I'm just going to replace her with 3 mana Chandra, because 3 mana Chandra is awesome in this deck. But other than that, I believe this is the list that I'm going for. Just Electrostatic Field and Runaway Steamkin doing silly things together. Flute this into play. Risk factor them a few times. Slaying Fire, kind of medium on it, but when you think about risk factor as either being a draw 3 or a deal 4 for 3 mana, this is always a deal 4, so I guess that's good. I'm kind of medium on just 3 mana deal 4 though. But there you go. There's that list. No sideboards yet. The event is best of 1, but that's neat. And then Cavalcade. This list is probably wrong. Like, maybe this should be 18 lands, but as of now, I would like to explain some of my choices because I have seen people posting about different 1 mana 1/1s with haste that they want to play. And so I want to explain my choices of 1 mana 1/1s because if you look, it's kind of weird. Scorch Spitter, I think, is correct because it deals 1 damage twice, so that's good. 10th Street Dodger was already in this sort of list. You can pay 1 and it's basically unblockable. And that is specifically why I chose Ginger Brute as my last one drop, because you're also able to pay 1 mana and make it unblockable, and then sometimes maybe you sacrifice and gain 3 life. The neat card that this deck gets from the new set is Torbran, Thane of Red Fell. If a red source you control would deal damage to an opponent or a permanent an opponent controls, it deals that much damage plus 2 instead. So when you have something like Cavalcade of Calamity, dealing 1 damage for each time you attack with this, and Scorch Spitter. So you attack with Scorch Spitter, it deals 3 off its own trigger, it deals 3 off of this, and it is attacking for 3 when you have this in play. So, and each one of those triggers still pumps Chandra Spitfire. Like, this isn't giving power to the creatures so that they can't attack and trigger Cavalcade. It's just making them do more damage when they attack, which makes Chandra Spitfire just even more ridiculous. So that's pretty good. I'm trying out the castle and the mine. I like the mine because it makes a 1/1, but I don't like it because you have to have 3 mountains in play. So the timing restriction kind of makes it awkward. That's why I'm only going with 1. Castle, you only need 1 mountain in play, so I feel comfortable with 2. And you can attack, let the triggers hit, and then pump your creatures, which is pretty sweet. And yeah, I think that's an okay list. I could be wrong, but I don't know. And then this was a fever dream. I woke up in the middle of the night and I was like, oh, life gain. Oh, let's go back to our first ever Magic deck. So we got Healer's Hawk, Johnny's Pridemate triggers off of that. Charming Prince has a lot of modes, but we're mostly just going to be using the gain 3 life mode. Hushbringer is a really cool card to me. I think it has a relevant body because it has flying and lifelink, so it can trigger a bunch of stuff in our deck, but then it also just has like this tax effect on it that is probably going to shut off some decks, which I'm okay with. Impassioned Orator is sort of our sister in the deck, but not a very good one. Angel of Vitality, it would be comparable to Sarah Ascendant. I'm trying to do like what the art looks like. So it's a 3 mana 4/4 flyer most of the time in our deck, which is cool. And then Linden is the big gain here. So we're able to attack, gain life, pump our Johnny Pridemates. We're going to use a Johnny to make more Pridemates, gain more life. Gideon is just a good card. Conclave Tribunal, just our standard removal. This one feels a little bit better putting in this deck. Like, I don't mind the 4-2 split here. And yeah, that's it. That's that deck. All right, so let's dive into the spoilers, find like a card that like jumps out on the page and see if we can't start a new list. Because I can't, nothing like really grabbed my attention. Okay, actually, there is one card that really grabbed my attention now that I think about it, and it is in white. It's this one. No. All right. I'm really bad with names, so I have to, like, I can describe the card perfectly, but I can't remember what it's called. Let's see. Happily Ever After. There we go. That's right. We're going to meme some people. So let's read this card. 2 and a white for an enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, each player gains 5 life and draws a card. At the beginning of your upkeep, if there are 5 colors among permanents you control, there are 6 or more card types among permanents you control and or in your graveyard, and your life total is greater than or equal to your starting life total, you win the game. So we need to have all 5 colors, 6 different permanents, either in play or in our graveyard, and we have to have 20 or more life, and we win the game. What have I done? Are there any rulings on this? Does a card... I need a judge. Let me adjust something before I keep going. No, that doesn't work. Get that kitty centered. All right. So... The permanent has to be in play. What if this is like an Esper Reanimator deck where we get Niv into play? Like we're milling ourselves. We're using all types of cards to sort of filter through our deck. And then we reanimate Niv Reborn or whatever he's called. And then we win with this. Like, we're not interested in Niv's ability. We're just interested in being a 5-color thing. I need to look up something over here. I mostly want to see, because they gave out the release notes, I want to see if they have one on this card. Excuse me. Does not look like they have one on this card. Which makes sense because there are no notes over here. Yeah, I'm not seeing... Gosh, there are so many release notes. Oh my goodness. I swear I just saw Ginger Brute for the second time. Oh, here we go. Second treasure, players can't take any actions during your turn before your upkeep begins. You can have one permanent that's all 5 colors, or the 5 colors could be spread out among... it's close to what I was wondering. Card types that could appear... I need a judge. I've asked a group of judges a question. Oh gosh. An object can be one or more of the 5 colors, or it can be no color at all. An object is the color of or colors of the mana symbols and its mana cost, regardless of the color of its frame. An object's color. Kenrith or Golos in play. All right, so I can't break this card how I wanted to, but I can still attempt to do a thing. You gotta ask these questions, right? I don't. Let me change that setting over here. I hate that it keeps popping that up. Autofill. Let's turn that off at least. Why is it? I guess if it's just saying Marty Punker, it doesn't matter. And that's actually helpful. It says name, right? All right. Next. What is the card? Niv. Is it? This one. Niv Mizzet Reborn. Get in my deck. So, like I said, I want white, blue, and black to be my main colors. Let me go to Future Standard and hit Search. I'm going to switch this to full. Not a night deck, not that. No. I mean, so that's an interesting thought. If you reanimate Agent of Treachery, you can steal their permanents and then gain colors that way. I'm gonna add a couple. That's a good reanimate target. Air Elemental. So I'm just looking for digging / reanimating spells, essentially. Let's see. We could mill ourselves with Ashiok. Like, this seems like a decent general hoser. I guess people aren't searching their decks as much. I feel like self-mill should have a reason, right? I'm definitely not going triple black, let me tell you. I'm still wary of Bag of Holding. Bartered Cow. Gosh, so many silly cards. So my plan is to get Niv Mizzet Reborn into the graveyard, reanimate it, throw this down. Blood for Bones can get in here. And then hopefully have enough types. Oh gosh, it's so difficult. Am I prepared for this? There's a new one. There's a new reanimate spell from Eldraine that mills you before it reanimates, which could be interesting here. If at least 3 black mana was spent, put the top 4 cards. Oh, hey. You may choose a creature card in your graveyard. If you do, return it to the battlefield with an additional +1/+1 counter on it. I don't think that's actually that good. I think we have the right amount of things. So let's see what we look like here. That doesn't really work, but whatever. So we have 6 creatures, 4 enchantments, 6 sorceries. So we need instant land, and planeswalker. So maybe we do put Ashiok in. Make sure I get the right Ashiok. Mills us, kills itself, goes into our graveyard. What's that 2-mana sorcery that has an instant attached to it in blue-black? Gosh. No, stop. Sorcery, CMC is 2. And it's blue-black. Fair. That's not what I meant, but fair. Didn't rotate. It was in the same set as this. What is it called? Oh, why can't I remember? Why can't I remember? Ooh. This is sweet. So we don't need to reanimate if we have Lazav in play? Yeah. Fine. Oh, whoa. That's weird. I wonder if its CMC is 7 is what the problem is. Aha! Discovery. Found it. Now you can rotate it. Surveil 2, then draw a card. Seems great here. So let's see. Let's look at our monstrosity. So we have Lazav that can reanimate this. Now we have Discovery Dispersal, which gives us both a sorcery and an instant. Happily Ever After. We need more enchantments and artifacts, is what you are telling me. There was a neat little 1-drop Witching Well, which is an artifact. Seems great. And I need some white enchantments, I think is how I want to do that. No. Oh, I could have looked up. You got there. I'm so like into this right now. White enchantments worth playing. Luminous Bonds. Well, I guess technically Happily Ever After covers the enchantment. That makes sense. So I like this as like a blue-black deck that splashes Happily Ever After then. What does this thing look like? So we're going to need removal and card draw, I think is what we need. 14, 18, 22, 22, 26, 32. Uses 28 at the moment for land slots, so removal and card draw. So blue, black, most these colors. I'm going to go with instant. Feature standard, search it up. Oh, getting explore or adventure creatures into your graveyard seems sweet. Drown in the Lot. Counter target spell with converted mana cost less than or equal to the number of cards in its controller's graveyard. Destroy target creature to the number of cards in its controller's. If it was our graveyard, it'd be so much better. Oh, what about Murderous Friend? Yeah. What about this friend? Let's put a couple in. Another creature instant. Oh, so interestingly, we have to get this, like, if we cast Swift End, we don't get to get both of the types in unless we cast this and then it dies, but that's still fine. Kind of like this card. Not gaining a whole lot of life here, are we? That's actually an issue. Hello. I'm doing everything except for the gaining life part. God, this card has so much text on it. All right. So let's select all of these, at most these colors. Gain life. Legal in a future standard. Something like that. Seems to be a decent amount of surveil. Is blood operative too cute? I mean, probably not. Well, we're still not gaining life is the problem. Oh, I guess we can have gain lands. Gain lands are good, so that's like a small start. Yeah, 3-1 is kind of meh. Gosh, Creeping Chill. Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. I was like, Creeping Chill. We're surveilling a bunch, right? Yeah, it's a 3-1 with lifelink. Yeah. If this was a blue-black card, I would keep it. I would put it in. Just Agonizing Siphon them, right? At the beginning of each player's upkeep, that play. Oh god, this card is terrible. I don't even want to read it. We could Dovin's Acuity. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Fountain rotated. Enter the God Eternals is kind of interesting. There's the battlefield that deals 2 damage and you gain 2 life. No. Yeah. It's like 5 mana is kind of the problem, but it's probably fine. So let's go ahead. I'm just going to put 4 in. We might change that later. Let's add that. Yeah. We could just ill-gotten inheritance. It is an enchantment to add. Like, currently, Happily Ever After is our only enchantment. Which is fine, honestly, but... Sacrifice an island. Can't be blocked. Sacrifice someone, you gain a life and draw a card. Exile 5 target cards from an opponent's graveyard. Return this from your graveyard to your hand. Weird. Which information campaign is that? That is, in fact, what you call it? Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. It's like we don't need an enchantment because we have Happily Ever After. This is kind of interesting, though. You gain X life and each opponent loses X, where X is the number of knights you control. We don't really have a bunch of knights, though. I'm trying to avoid, like, heavy white cards. So I think... All right, so let's take a peek. Let's look at where we are here. 12. Oh, wait. If I edit deck, it'll just give me a number at the top. We have 42 cards. So that's 18 lands. So obviously that's not right. Agent of Treachery, I think, is really cute here because we get to steal their colored things. Splash for Oath of Kaya, different hit. Yeah. Yeah, okay. You're right. All right. Yeah, we don't actually have a ton of hits for Niv. Like, our whole purpose of having Niv is just to reanimate him so we can have 5 colors in play. So that's kind of funny. All right. So Agent of Treachery steals colors for us. Blood for Bones and Bond of Revival. I think this is the correct split. We don't have a ton of creatures, actually, so maybe the split is like an even 3-3. Ashiok. Lizov mills us and allows us to reanimate without a reanimate spell. Discovery Dispersal digs. Maybe we go down to 2 Tyrant Scorn and 3 Witching Well. We're still at 42. I always do this. I add a card before I start cutting cards, and then when I'm cutting the cards, it's like, why does it still say 42? Maybe this is too ambitious. Yeah, that's a different deck. I like that idea, but I kind of wanted to try this one. Maybe double black Pip is too ambitious for this deck, though. That gives us 20 lands. I feel like we need 25, 24. I think we need 24 lands for this deck. We got our curve here. We got a bunch of 3s, right? What are our 3s? Ashiok. We can probably go down to 3 Ashiok. So there's 1. We're keeping 4 because we want to draw this card, especially while we're memeing. Does it tell you how many? 10. Neat. What am I missing? That's... So 3... Oh, right. Okay, got it. What are our 5 mana cards? This one and this one. For 8, right? Oh, there are 3 other 5s. Ah. This is a 5. Fountain of Renewal is like the best card for this deck. I'm so sad it's gone. Yeah. We're going to keep our numbers strange. That gives us 22. 2 more cuts. This is a 2, though. Maybe because we have, like, Witching Well, Discovery, and Lizov as, like, early drops, it doesn't really matter that we only have 22 lands because we're digging through our deck pretty heavily. And then this draws us a card. Yeah. Gains us 5 life, draws us a card. All right, so let's look at gain lands. do this. Yeah, crappy mana bases. Dismal Backwater, go. I choose you, Dismal Backwater. All right, land. Oh, I'm choosing the wrong thing. There we go. Let's get some good lands in here. So 12 leaves me with 10 lands. We're mostly blue-black. Dimir Guildgate. Yeah, good lands. Mostly blue-black, he said. So before I do any other lands, I will... My problem is I don't remember the name of anything. Here we go. Where are we? 19 lands. Maybe. So 3 lands to go, and I did put in a thing. So blue sources. I wish there was a breakdown of colors. So blue, I have... I don't think it matters too much. 4... Oh. I hit that 5 times, apparently. All right. So 4, 8, 9, 10. So I have 11 blue sources. 4... Yeah, 4, 8, 9, 10, 11 white sources. And then 4, 6, 10, 14 black sources. 15 black sources if I do one of each. I want more blue, right? The problem is I can't really add more blue-black. Look, this is just going to have a bad mana base, and we're going to live with it. I think it's a cast. No, it's an ETB. Look at that. All right, so plains, island, and swamp. All right, this is our terrible reanimation happily ever after deck. I'm going to enjoy losing with this one and then never playing it again. All right. So let's go ahead and start a new deck. And this one is going to be mono black creature beats because I want to do a quick one. Whenever this or another black creature enters battle, each opponent loses life and you gain a life, sacrifice another black creature, draw a card. Huh. Ever After. Which one was Ever After again? Oh. Yeah. You could have Ever After and Happily Ever After. Is this card good in an aggro deck? Like, we're mono black. Are we playing this thing? I'm going to hold on to that thought. Menace, when it attacks other knights you control, get +1. I don't know if I'm doing that. so much. Is this card aggro? It is decent reach. That's actually true. And it's only 3 mana. But like, okay, so here are my thoughts. Once I'm good at remembering what a card name is. So I'm going to look at mono black vampires, right? And we're just going to add the cards that I think are generically playable in a mono black deck, not themed around vampires. Oh god. Oh god. I added too many. I added too many. Oh god. Yeah, I did. um Yep. I agree. Everything else is just sort of stuff. Gutter Bones is a good one. All right, so we want black creatures. CMC less than 4 future standard. I think that narrows it to the aggro category. And you know, I think the answer is yes. We do want some amount of this card. Black Lance Paragon. When it enters the battlefield, target knight specifically gets Death Touch and Lifelink, and it has Flash, and it's a 3/1. To me, that sounds defensive, but I don't know. That could be aggro. When this enters the battlefield, each opponent sacrifice a food. Return this. I don't know that we're going to have a lot of food. Eternal Taskmaster has been a card that I've been looking at. Oh, that's very true, actually, Panda. And yeah, we can definitely run Murderous Writer. Actually, this is like a soft combo with Arya. Ayara, or whatever her name is. Not interested in that one for sure. Nope, that's not the card I thought it was. I will delete that later. We found the combo deck, right? Here's the card I thought it was. Is this an aggro card? I'm going to say it's a confused card. Right? Sorry, it's definitely an aggro card because it attacks each turn. What I meant to ask was, is this a playable card? I'm less interested in Reaper. I just want to kill them. But the more knights we add, the more viable the 3/1 is. Yeah, that's kind of where I am too. Where's our big dino? Can we put Big Dumb Dino in here? Yeah, give me Reggie. That's an aggro card. Reggie, get in. Come on, bud. No, there's not a Night Lord in black. There's a Vampire Lord in black, but it's 4 mana and not good. All right, where does that leave us in terms of our creature count? Let's get rid of that one I accidentally clicked on. We have 27 creatures. This is actually enough creatures. The curve is a bit confused. Okay, well, this is a 3-drop. This is Spawn of Mayhem. There's a lot going on in the 3-slot though. But then you've like fill in your 2s and 1s with like Disfigure, not Cast Down. That rotated. The 2-drop slot is very lonely, but we didn't see any good 2-drops. Right? Alright. I guess you could just throw Paragon in there just because it's a 2-drop. This might be okay as well. Everything costs 3. Yeah. Everything does kind of cost 3. But the 2-drops aren't inspiring. If I were to add 2-drops, it would be Order of Midnight and or Oathsworn. Or Black Lance Paragon. But yeah, it does fly. Like, it's got that going for it. No Burglar Rat Love. Yeah, look, I've played it. I have actually put this card in decks and played it, and it's not what I would describe as good. All right. So I think what this means is we need to probably adjust some of our numbers in the 3-drop and then add in removal in addition to Murderous Rider / Swift End. Only 8 1-drops. What kind of aggro deck is this? I mean, 31. You could just have a 31 creature deck actually, and then again add in removal, like Disfigure and other black removal. Footlight Fiend is technically mono black. You're right. Do I want to play Footlight Fiend in this deck though? I don't think so. I don't know what the removal looks like anymore. I'm so used to just putting Cast Down in my deck. Wow, it's not what I would describe as good. Let's go ahead. If you keep a Yara in the deck, it's passable. Yeah, I'm still leaning towards no on that one. Yeah, but I like a little bit more than just, 4. I guess 6, technically. Spark Harvest, we got there. It does. It looks really bad. Well, I mean, I did put destroy target creature. There is like Obnixilus's Cruelty, but that costs 3. What if we just put target creature? up to 1 turn. No. Add to the 3 slot, right? That's the plan. It's 100% the plan. Disfigure is still looking really like. I think we have the 2 best removal spells in standard right now already in our deck. And that's kind of an issue. Oh, Legion's End is decent. Necrotic Wound. Target creature gets -X -X, where X is the number of creature cards in your graveyard. I mean, we're not like heavily into the graveyard though is the problem. I think the answer is just like a couple Legion's End, and then you fill out, like, I won't be able to for this event, but then you would fill out your sideboard with more specific, like, Noxious Grasp, Ob Nixilis's Cruelty, and things like that. Yeah, I already put Disfigure in because it's generic, but I think this is, oh man. So you have Murderous Rider, Legion's End, and Disfigure in your deck. Disfigure and Legion's End kind of skate the same type of removal line, but I think that's fine. So we have 35 cards. So what planeswalkers are in black? Other than Sorin. No, those aren't good. Yeah, exactly. I just don't know that it'll scale very well. None of these are what I would describe as playable in this deck. Okay. What? This deck has an issue. Yeah. Because we're not putting 25 lands in this deck, right? So that's 24. That's 23. I think I'm okay with 23 lands. I thought this was going to be easier. Kill him dead. Indeed. Indeed. It is 100% let's just get him dead. Like, this card's pretty sweet, though. Like, all of our creatures are black, so that's neat. And then how does Gutter Bones work again? Enters battlefield tapped. Return it from your graveyard to your hand. Activate this ability only during your turn and only if an opponent has lost life this turn. So, like, if this is in your graveyard and this is in play and you play, like, a Knight of the Ebon Legion, then you can just automatically pick up Gutter Bones. Yeah, seems decent. Alright, so black, feature standard, land, because I want to see what the castle does. It draws a card, right? Yeah, it draws a card and you use life. Then you have this one. You may put target creature card from your graveyard on top of your library. I'd kind of rather it be in my graveyard, huh? Yeah, castle definitely seems decent. I think Fabled Passage is actually pretty decent in this deck, too. Then if you control 4 or more lands. Deal damage. Sack it to what? Oh, right. She taps and sacks. Okay, I forgot that part. I forgot that she can sacrifice. I was like, what am I sacrificing it to, though? I'm not a whatchamacallit deck. Aristocrats. All right. Definitely want some amount of those. I think I can put 2 of these in here. And gosh, I'm so off of the Witch's Cottage, though. I think I just want swamps. So that's 4, 5, and I said there were 23 lands. I can do math. 18? No, that's wrong. Did I get it wrong? I did. Good at this. 198 swamps. There we go. Yeah, exactly. I think this is where we want to be. Actually, with 19, I think we can actually go 18 and 3 here. Fable Passage is just bad, right? Like in this particular deck. So here's my reasoning. The reason you would run Fabled Passage is to thin your deck, but we're not drawing enough cards to warrant the deck thinning of just 2 cards. Yeah, let's just not do that. And I think that means since we can go up to 20, we can go up to 19 instead and just run all 4 castles. Not bad. Little disappointed in 2-drop slots overall. Incredibly disappointed in the removal, but I'd try it. The removal gets better post-board, right? Because then you can bring in Noxious Grasp against certain decks. You can bring in the Last Legions in if they have a lot of tokens or something like that. You can bring in Disfigure if they're an aggro deck, and then you always have Swift End, which is pretty good. So maybe it's not that bad. Gosh, like how do you beat this? Like if you get one of each of these out, how does your opponent win the game? Castle, yeah, Castle's a very good reason to play this. Grasp the 4th end figure, and even in trading resources, maybe a wound in the board. Yeah. Like if they're a deck that has a lot of removal but also bigger creatures, then wound seems really good. But that's kind of also how the vampires list currently runs. Is it's like your matchups are just based around what removal is available to you. So like if you're in a certain matchup, all you're doing is cutting bad removal and adding better removal, or in like the control matchups, you cut the removal and add in like interaction like Duress and Arguel's Bloodfast, although that's rotating, right? Yes. All right. So now that I've done an aggro deck, let's do an aggro deck. Gonna go ahead and do black-red aggro now because I think it's better. Heard you like aggro decks. Yeah, everyone thinks I'm like a combo player or something, but honestly, it's all about that aggro though. Like, look at this. We get Bone Crusher Giant. Are you kidding me? What am I doing? Yeah, we lose this so that we can get Bone Crusher Giant. Let's go. Like, this thing is a house. Like, it's a 4-3 for 3 that gets to kill things, and oh man. No. Close, but no. Okay, let's see. There's some pretty cool 2-drops in black-red. Like this one. Like, here's a huge reason to play black-red. Sideboard card, but still pretty sweet. Don't have to play a tapped creature on 2. Yes. I don't think Fireblade Artist quite makes it, even though it's a 2-2 with haste for 2. So I'm going to leave that out for the time being. This card has always been bad to me because it doesn't have First Strike or haste or menace or anything useful. I'm going to add this just because I feel like the 1-drop slot is pretty important, but we'll see where we go. We're not drawing cards. I'm not interested in that. I'm going to throw one of Judith in there just so I can look at it later and then probably end up cutting it. I'm not entirely sure because like our 3-drops are going to be huge, like really, really big. We're not ramping. We're not drawing cards. I'm going to do the same thing with this. Just the double black bothers me, but it's also pretty good. Like, we can have lightning... Or, no, we can't have lightning strike. We can have lava coil, shock, and then there's a couple other red things that are good. Robber of the Rich. Okay. Hot take. It's not good. Correction. It's probably pretty good out of the sideboard. Like, if you're going to be on the play in game 2 against a control deck or a slower deck, I think it's good. But in game 1, I don't think it's that good. Reach is interesting, though. This is my boy. We're not mono red, so that's probably out. Just 7 of these. No. All right. Steel Overseer to pump our... Oh, wait. Reach, trample, protection from multicolored, and it scales as the game goes. Yeah, exactly. I think you can do a lot better. Oh, here we go. This is the reason to play black-red. All right, Stormfist Crusader, just get in. Has menace, not haste, which is annoying, but drawing a card each turn. I've already tried that, and it was just depressing. It is a new standard, though, so who knows? 10 Street Dodger. There's a lot of bad 1-drops, too. Okay, bye. Bye, Parker. Get out. I mean, you're the one who said it. You know what you did. Yeah, all right. So let's take a peek at what we just threw together there. 30 creatures is what we did. And I'm proud of it. Yeah. God, look at this again. What is with like maybe you play one of the... There. I poked him to represent the burp. But no one can see you when you're like that. There you go. He's so confused. Like, maybe we play one of the 2-drops just to fix this sort of issue. What 3s are we currently running? Oh, right. We have 2 3s in here that I'm not sure if I want to play either of them. Probably just don't want to play this because it's double black. I want to keep Rotting Regisar. Where are you going? No. No, you can't come here. He's on my lap now. Alright. Alright, hot take. We're taking Judy out. I have a plan. We want Spawn of Mayhem. Huh, bud? You want Spawn of Mayhem in the deck? Huh, bud? Boop. Alright, you're just like shedding hair everywhere. No. 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 Okay, he's gone. Oh, that doesn't work. God, I have to manually turn the cat cam off. What am I? All right. Where were we? So, Spot of Mayhem plus Stormfist Crusader is a sweet combo. This doesn't even need to attack to get this going. So I'm going to excuse the double black just because that's a sweet interaction. 32 creatures, and yet I want to add more. Okay. Oh, okay, so this being a spell on 2 is also pretty sweet. Like, this fills up 2 slots in the curve here, because we can cast Stomp, and then and we have Bone Crusher off to the side to cast on 3 if we need. So I don't mind this being a 3-drop. God, I want to add another 2-drop is my problem. We have Fervent Champion. Do we even want Fervent Champion? I guess it's like a Diagonal Monkey. What's it called? Anyone? Diagonal Monkey? No? Talking nonsense. It was the Goblin from Ixalan that's rotating. It's a 1/1 with haste, and you could tap and sacrifice it to deal 1 damage to any target. Firebrand. Fanatical Firebrand. There we go. See? It's Diagonal Monkey. Alright. 32 creatures is a lot. What if we cut down 2 Gutter Bones and a Spawn, because it's triple or double black, to add in 3 2-drops? It's kind of what I am looking at the moment. Because we have Firebrand or we have Robber of the Rich. Both of them have haste. One has reach. This one kind of draws us a card. This one we could... doesn't do a whole lot. Yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of in for Robin Hood, actually. Let's put Robin Hood in our deck. Right. Then, like I said, we wanted to drop Spawn down to 3 because it's double black. Yeah, Rick Smatty's kind of interesting. Like, it filters and stuff, but I think we just want to turn things diagonal and punch them in the face instead. Then, what else? I wanted to cut Fervent Champion down to 2. Alright. And now we can add in, like, Shock and Lava Coil. And then we find 20 lands and call it a day. Actually, can probably cut this down to 2 and then add in 2 Murderous Riders. If we're going to be okay running Spawn of Mayhem. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. The fact, actually, like, the fact that we get to run Murderous Rider means we have, like, play against planeswalkers and bigger creatures that Lava Coil and Shock don't hit. Yeah, this is... Ooh, this deck might be spicy. So... Like a 34 creature deck that gets to play 6, 8, 10 different removal spells. That's impressive. Now, what's the land called that's a red-black thing? Yep, but I can pull it back up in a second if you want. God, I'm good at this. I brewed it off stream because it kind of built itself. Awkward. Um, that was awkward. Anyway. This sucks. Yeah, definitely. Put Bushwhacker Land in there. All right. So, 8. I think we want more swamps than we want mountains. God, playing Bloodfell Caves really is not where I want to be in life, but there we go. No. Is that it? That might be it. 5, 9, 13, 14, 15 black sources. Ugh. 15 black sources doesn't sound right at all. That's 16 black sources. I don't know that we'll have 4 lands. Like, the timing on that one's kind of awkward. Like, you have to have 4 lands in play to get it to be untapped. I mean, that might be a reason to not play the castle, though, even though it's, like, great. Maybe we cut this castle. Like, we have 2, 6, 10, 16 black sources because we have... You have to remember we have double black on 3 for 5 of our cards. And we have 2, 6, 10, 12 red sources. Huh. Even 12 red sources sounds low. Like, this is awkward. Awkwardly cutting a red card to add a mountain. Just so we can activate this. 4, 8, 12, 14. I think that's the best we can do with the crappy mana we have. We're dumping our hand a lot. I don't think drawing a card... Yeah. But the problem is we still have Spawn of Mayhem plus Murderous Rider. Like, I think we need these cards if we want to just close the door. So we still need black sources in our deck. Do we just add gates? Do we add 2 gates? Have 6 tap lands in our aggro deck? That sounds so bad. Where does that put us? 6, 7, 11, 15, 15, and 16. That might be the best we can do. With only keeping 4 tap lands in our aggro deck. So it's funny because like mono black, we were building it and we're like, oh, we don't have enough 2-drops. It's not that, it doesn't feel that powerful looking. And then we build this one, we're like, oh yeah, we got the 2-drops. We got these cool split spells that can be cast at different points in the game, do different things, but we don't have the mana base. All right. Okay, someone wanted to see Memekin again, so let's pull this up. I went with a very basic scheme here. So you have Electrostatic Field, Runaway Steamkin are the heart and soul, light up the stage, and Skewer the Critics are still in standard for some reason. And I think because the spells we got to replace Crash Through and Warlord's Fury are Haggle and Thrill of Possibility, that we want to be an Arc-like Phoenix deck. So we have that in here. Shock is cheap. And then we got Risk Factor going on because it's also another discard thing. It's a good card to discard as well. So like we can Haggle or Thrill of Possibility, and then on turn 3 we can Risk Factor and Arc like Phoenix if that comes up. And then I have 4 copies of Pyromancer in here because we're drawing a lot of extra cards. If she doesn't feel good, I'm just going to replace her with Chandra because Chandra is great in this deck and I already know that. But I wanted to try this out, and that's basically it. It's a pretty straightforward deck. Put 2 Castles of Embereth in here because eventually we'll just be attacking with a Phoenix and we can just pump it and be happy with our lives. But yep, that's it. That's the deck. Slaying Fire deals 4 damage. This could be Risk Factor if I don't like it, but yep, that's it. Straightforward. Not much to think about. Hopefully it works. Probably won't. All right. What's next? We need something that's not aggro, right? What's a cool card that people are curious about for this set? Like, I'm not the best brewer in the world, but I'll swing. I'll take a shot. True Love's Kiss. Let's build around that. No. Early access is Tuesday. Here, we can do that. So Tuesday is the early access streamer event. I'm going to go live at about 12:30 Eastern, and Wizards is giving me access to a fully loaded account with all the cards from the standard. That's going to be happening once Eldraine's released. It's totally #sponsored. You should show up, support me. It'll be cool, and we'll have a lot of fun. Go away, cat. You've disappointed me greatly today. All right. Charm, sleep. Oh God, cat. Oh, stop it. Just pulling on the cord. Jeez. So nothing. You're a monster. Yeah, purr it up. Food Tribal. I have some bad news. Shh, don't let them know. So I've been like watching oh, here we go. This is what I wanted to brew around. Okay. I was following Food Tribal, and the one thing that Food Tribal is missing to make it playable. Let me just move this mic really quick. Oh, there we go. The one thing that Food Tribal is missing to make it playable, I think, is something like Tireless Tracker, but for food. Like, there's no intrinsic way to easily create food every turn or at, like, a decent pace. God, you're just a large boy sometimes. I think it's a really good draft archetype, but constructed, not so much. Oko. All right, so after we do Clackbridge Troll, we'll do Oko. Because I do want to play Oko. Oko makes snacks, but that's literally one card, right? Like, I guess we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, we'll look at it. We'll do the goose. We'll do Oko. Who am I kidding? We'll do this second. Okay. This one. Oh, Oko is a great card. I think a lot of people are underrating this thing. This card is fantastic. So I want Arboreal Grazer. Gilded Goose. And we can just do a search for... Fair. Well played. Well played. This is not particularly good. This is a really good card, but I don't know if we could cast it. I don't think Savvy Hunter's that good. Like, it has to attack. See, this is my problem, is like there isn't like this is a thing, I guess. Exactly. It's incredibly legal. 100%. Please don't look at my cards. I was really disappointed when you couldn't when I found out you couldn't cast creatures that have adventure off of food chain. It's like, oh, that's sad. Or sorry, you couldn't. What was I disappointed about? You couldn't like exile Curious Pair and then cast it, right? Like you couldn't cast it from exile without having cast the adventure first. A huge step. Giant Opportunity. You know, that one's bad. Food isn't that good. What's the 2-mana wolf? There was a 2-mana wolf that was pretty sweet in the new set. It was in green. Or maybe it's an elf that's just riding a wolf. Yeah, I think it's an elf. Yeah, okay. You know what I'm talking about. This thing. Flash, reach, 2/2. Whenever a non-creature enters battle, you can pay X. God, that card's really good. Troll King is so expensive is my problem. Like this is the problem I've had while looking at different, like I like this base, right? Because you can Arboreal Grazer, Gilded Goose, you know, one of these two cards, and then you play this and then you make this a 3/3 and just keep making food or exchanging your bad stuff for their decent stuff. But like there's nothing else I want to put in this deck. I guess you can just sort of cats. What like what does a generic blue-green Oko deck want? Like I'm talking 100% generic here. Not looking to food anyone, just looking to get them with Oko. Like Beanstalk Giant is ramp. Bloomhole question mark. Okay, Breeding Pool. Definitely wants Breeding Pool. I mean, I think Oko's good. I just don't think there isn't anything to do with him, which I guess intrinsically means it's not good, right? But I don't know. Seems like a hard card to just ignore entirely. Uh, shoot. Feasting Troll King is 6 mana for a 7/6 Vigilant Trample Troll Noble. Well, at least it's a Noble Troll. When it enters the battlefield, if you cast it from your hand, you create 3 food tokens. Then you can sacrifice 3 food and return it from your graveyard to the battlefield only during your turn. See, if there was still like Chart a Course in Standard, you could just pitch this to Chart a Course and then keep making food with birds and stuff. I guess you have the card that I definitely put in a deck earlier and have already Discovery. Like you could Discovery Troll King into your graveyard. Meh. All right, I'm not going to sit here trying to build this deck because it's not working for me. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to leave this one too. We're going to do that one later because I've just had a thought. Is her name Emery? So choose target artifact card in your graveyard. You may cast it this turn. When it enters the battlefield, put the top 4 cards of your cost 1 less. So I want to build this deck. I want to reanimate some really dumb artifacts. And I know there's some dumb artifacts in Standard because I just saw some. I mean, this is technically a dumb artifact, right? I just forgot what she does. Nope, I spelled that wrong. It's not how you spell that name. Tap. Choose her. Okay, she taps to bring one back. I was like, what if we untapped her with Corridor Monitor? What would that accomplish? Not much. Oh yeah, definitely. Witch's well, or whatever it's called. Witching Well will definitely be in here. All right. So I want this. Yeah. There might be like Guild Globe in here. And the egg. I see your judgmental eyes. It's fine.
What?
You heard me.
I didn't actually.
I said I see your judgmental eyes.
Oh yeah. Oh, they judgment.
What was I doing? Focus. Here we go. Reanimate the Great Henge. I mean, the Great Henge is pretty good. This spell has for each instant and sorcerer card in your graveyard. You have no maximum hands at the beginning of your upkeep. Put a knowledge counter. Oh, this one is so slow and so bad against our friend Teferi. That's kind of an issue. This only pumps, or creatures you control get +1/+1 whenever you cast a legendary spell. That's not really something we're doing. Whenever a creature you control dies, put it on the bottom. 3 tap. Return target creature card from your graveyard. Not really something we're interested in. Like, it's weird, but like their Great Hinge might just be better. When non-token creature enters the battlefield. Oh, I was excited for this card for Brawl. Like, it's probably good at Standard too, but I was super excited about Brawl. There aren't that many artifacts that I want to reanimate. Weird. You may search your library for a card with the same name as another creature you control. Reveal it, put it into your hand. Not interested. Oh, Meteor Golem. Neat. Meteor Golem gets in. Guild Globe gets in just as an egg. Just bad if you're looking at the top 4 cards, you may reveal an artifact or enchantment from among them, put it into your hand, put the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. That's kind of interesting. Already did. Yeah. What? All right, let's take a peek. So we have Emery, this, Witching Well. So my thought is, maybe I don't want Bolas's Citadel since I have like 6 mana and 7 mana cards in my deck. That's a good point. So this might be a card in the Great Creator deck. But there are really not that many artifacts. Let's look at colorless artifacts. I feel like I missed some because I was so distracted. Oh, this card's good, right? Right? It's actually funny. Bag of Holding is actively bad in this deck because we want to actually discard the cards. Where's my egg? Am I just blind? Am I just like skimming too fast and I've missed it? There it is. Maybe not. I mean, this is a cute bad deck, so why not? Animating Fairy? 3 mana, bring it to life, make it a 4/4. Like, the consolation prize of a 2/2 flyer is kind of meh. Hold on. That's actually really cute in a different way. Until your next turn, up to 1 target non-creature artifact becomes an artifact. Oh, they both specify non-creature, so that doesn't work how I want. Oh, man. So I was thinking Karn the Great Creator also animates an artifact. And if one of them didn't specify non-creature, you could animate it once and then animate it again with extra counters and or power and toughness. But that's not how that works. I don't even remember if I had already done that. I had not. Fantastic. So something I want to do, however, is move like a God Pharaoh's gift and a meteor, or a God Pharaoh statue and a meteor golem to the sideboard so that Karn has something to get. God Pharaoh statue and what was the other card that I said? Meteor Golem. Those are my sideboards. So then this becomes 3, and this becomes 3. That way Karn can grab them, and then we can have Sorcerer's Spyglass. And yeah. Tomorrow it will be best of 1 constructed and sealed, and then there will be not tomorrow. Tomorrow is just regular. This is going to go live on Tuesday. So on Tuesday during the early access event, it will be best of 1 constructed standard, and then sealed all day, and there will be a time period where draft will be live. There will be no brawl and no historic. Sad. All right, so let's go do the thing again. Bag of Holding, not particularly good. Creatures you control can haste. Not interested. Am I not interested? I could, like, put this into play and then give this haste off of... No, that's too cute. Oh, Grafdigger's Cage can go in the sideboard. And then I think I just want some good blue stuff. Let's put into a graveyard from the battlefield. It's 5 damage to any target. No. Sacrifice this. Choose target permanent card in your graveyard that was put in the battlefield this turn. Return it to your hand. You could get Scrabbling Claws. Put that in the sideboard. It's been a hot moment since I made a Karn board. I already got that. Not casting multicolored spells. 3/1 tap, move a +1/+1 counter from weapons rack. Huh. Weapon rack is kind of interesting with animating fairy, because it comes with 3/1/1 counters on it already. So then you animate it and you put 4 more on it and you have a 7/7. Like, it's 7 mana for a 7/7, but still just a really big creature. I'm not off of that. That's interesting. Put the top card of here. This gets stuff into our graveyard and is an artifact, so I'm okay with that. All right, and then let's look at blue and future standard. Oh, my neck. Didn't say please. What a great card name. So I need ways to get cards into my graveyard. in like a reasonable fashion. So it's going to be like Discovery is one of them. Jace. There we go. Nailed it. I guess it's like Discovery and Ashiok. My go-to blue get stuff into my graveyard spells, apparently. Narset doesn't sound terrible. Renowned Weaponsmith is interesting, but has proven pretty bad in the past. Put one of them into your hand and the rest on the bottom. Ah, you're so close, Shimmer. So close. Of course, we don't appear to have any sort of removal. Oh, gosh. Uh, 46, but we move things over here, right? So, like, Graph Digger's Cage goes here, and Scrabbling Claws goes here. Oh, I could just hit move. Neat. Learning things. So we have 44, so that's only 16 lands, so we gotta make some cuts. Wand of Vertebrae gets stuff into my graveyard. I forgot about that. Weapon Rack might just be too cute. It's 18 lands. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna take that out. Instead have oh god. I don't know what Narset's name is. What's Narset's name? Narset Parter of Veils. Just like a couple of her. Push us to 20 lands. Then we want blue. That's not what we want. Oh, once you hit colorless, it goes away. All right, fine. Let's look at the colorless ones first, because I know there are a couple interesting colorless lands. Like Cryptic Caves is kind of neat. Is that it? Is that the neat land? I guess this one's neat. And then the rest islands. Shrug. What does the blue one do? What does the blue one do? Scry's 2 for 5 mana, essentially. Or a thing we don't really care about. Sure. Sure. Okay. All right, so we're done with that one. And actually, I think I'm just going to call it there. I'll probably pop back on tomorrow. I'll try to think of more decks that I want to fiddle with, but this is a good starting point, at least. Got a lot of aggro, got a weird deck. Oh, I want to do this one. So let me just all right. So we want to do that one at some point. So yeah, we'll just fiddle around. I'm not laddering anymore. I lost too many games yesterday, and the fact that like to guarantee my spot, I would have to play a format that I'm unfamiliar with just means I'm just off of it. So tomorrow I'm just gonna make some more decks, and then reminder Tuesday will be the early access event where I will be playing against other streamers with an account that Wizards of the Coast is providing me with, fully loaded with all the cards in Future Standard, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And that's what we're building decks for. I'll start at 12:30 Eastern, and it's hashtag sponsored content. Be there to support me, please. And yeah, that's how you do that one. Oh, wrong screen. This one.